So the past few days, the Lord's been talking to me, giving me revelation, and I thought it was kind of interesting because it's starting to make sense to me of why unbelief is a thing. Not just because of the fact of the matter that's a spiritual matter, in the context of things revealed by the Spirit of God to them, because those who are carnally minded, it is death, but those who are spiritually minded in Christ Jesus, it is life and peace. And when you don't have life and peace, you're striving, and there's a frustration, and there's unbelief with that, which I've already mentioned. So in a nutshell version, when you haven't encountered the presence of the Lord, when you have not encountered His tangible presence, you're seeing me on a camera right now, being filmed. So when you get to shake my hand and hear the sound of my voice in person, it's like that with the Lord too, except for it's His presence, and it's not in a physical form unless He does physically appear to you, which I know a few individuals whom that has happened to. Anyhow, point being with this is, it makes sense to me why unbelief and atheism exists, because even there's believers who don't believe in the Lord is for today in the Spirit, and therefore that makes sense to me why there would be atheism, because even there's been believers I've noticed that haven't experienced the presence of God, so I would expect unbelievers rather, to believe that God is real. Yes, they have no excuse according to Romans chapter 1 and or 2, but if you look into it as far as the revelatory part of, they haven't experienced the presence of God. That makes sense to me. Yes, and they don't have any excuse, but as far as experientially, because when you have left brain, it's the intellectual, and when you have too much left brain without intimacy, hence the presence of the Lord, then you get puffed up into pride, and you're just arrogant. So you need that intimacy, which is right brain, not just left brain, because when you have too much of this, it puffs up into pride. But when you have too much of this and not the knowledge of God, you become ignorant of the enemy's ways also. So anyways, I just thought it was an interesting revelation. You need to experience the presence of God, basically.